For somebody that's not getting outside or they're in an environment where they're not getting enough sun, is vitamin D something you like to test?
No, Inuits don't have any vitamin D issues. It's the fat they eat that gives them the vitamin D and adequate thyroid function, because you need thyroid hormone to metabolize the vitamin D from the fat.
Okay. So if somebody is eating enough fat, getting the iodine, their vitamin D levels will regulate, even if they're not getting a lot of sun.
Yeah, the sun has nothing to do with it. They invented that when they took away our cholesterol. Nobody talked about this until they took our cholesterol. Nobody talked about the sun and vitamin D until they took away our cholesterol.
What types of fats specifically are good for vitamin D? Is it just eating fatty
Animal fat.
ruminant animals? I know cod liver oil specifically is supposedly good for, I believe, vitamin D, vitamin A. Can it be any animal fat, or are there certain ones that you like to include for that specific nutrient?
The animals they're eating, the beef, the lamb, I would say the chicken, the pork. It doesn't have to be fancy or expensive or difficult to get to. It doesn't have, the same with the omegas. You don't have to take some weird lobster species and to make sure you're getting that EPA and DHA. It's in the food you're eating in adequate quantities in plain old beef fat.
Okay, important we highlight this. So you're saying if somebody doesn't have access or is opposed to eating fish and seafood, the amount of omega-3 they'll get from ruminant animals will be enough to thrive? And to caveat that, does it have to be a grass-fed ruminant animal?
Doesn't have to be grass-fed. They have to have good thyroid function. So if they are hypothyroid, subclinically hypothyroid, undiagnosed, they will have an issue making vitamin D.
How do you feel about testing? Whether it be vitamin D, hormone tests like the Dutch test.
I don't like the Dutch test.
Thyroid testing.
Thyroid testing, absolutely. I don't like the Dutch test. I like salivary cortisol test if you're testing your stress level, your cortisol levels. Salivary. All steroid hormones should be tested with saliva, not urine.
For somebody right now that's relying on conventional thyroid blood testing to determine thyroid health, any value to that?
Well, I would say value is in free T3, free T4, and both antibodies, not in total T3, not in total T4. And TSH is a pituitary hormone. It's not a thyroid hormone. So you're not measuring what your thyroid is able to do if you measure TSH, which is unfortunately what medicine has decided since, the 70s, that it should be the only biomarker.
Somebody coming to see you wanting to know hormonally where they're at on a grand scale, what testing would you do?
Thyroid.
Just thyroid?
Yeah, because thyroid hormone determines, if you look at the steroid hormone cascade, every single synthesis from progesterone to the next hormone, right? Or from testosterone to estrogen, that regulatory mechanism is T3. So how much estrogen you have are making and testosterone you're making, you have to be eating fat and you have to have adequate thyroid hormone, because thyroid hormone decides how much gets made.
Okay, so thyroid, cortisol, and cortisol is tested through the saliva?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you enjoyed that clip, you're going to want to head over here and catch a full episode. I'll see you over there.
A person who eats only plants cannot get cholesterol, therefore will not be able to adequately make, especially women, the hormones they need for their cycle, for adolescence, and to address stress. We evolved to eat this food.